Okay, today we're going to kind of look back at Inventor. We've been off of it for a few days, so I want to make sure everybody understands. Let's look at this interface to make sure that we're all on the same page. This is your ribbon section. This is where we find all our commands. And this is my browser window. Right now I have no browser open because I have no drawing. This is my graphics window. This is where all the graphics and all your drawings take place. And then this is my application menu right here. I can pull this arrow down and it will open anything that I need from new, save, open, any type of drawing. This is that quick access menu, and you'll see right here where you can actually add more things to that. And these are the commands within a panel. These are the individual panels, and these are the individual tabs. And right now what we're going to do, we finish our part drawings, so now you're going to open, or you're going to create a new drawing. We're going to start with this new drawing, and I am going to go into this. I want to create the standard IPT file, or a part file. Make sure that you have, where it says project, make sure you selected your puzzle cube name, and then you're going to create it. And it may take a second. Just don't click around. Let it say not responding, and give it about a minute, and it'll open up the new drawing. Make sure you are within that project, because what's going to happen when we create that project, we're going to assemble all the parts, and they all need to be maintained within the same project file. And it will take a minute. Once you've opened the part for the first time, and you probably remember this, it doesn't take quite as long to open the parts. Okay, I'm going to go back to my part file drawing here, and I'm going to look at the different parts that I have. I've already drawn at least one of these, and I know you probably have more. I want to start with this green part. I'm going to make this one, and I know that my blocks are 0.75, so if you recall, I'm going to make this one block, 2 blocks, which is going to be 1.5, and then I'm going to draw this 1 block, 2 block, 1.5, and I know that this part, just because when I look at it, I know that that part is a little bit different, and I need to make sure that I know exactly. So you probably want to have your parts, and I know that this is the part here, but when I flip it over, I know what it looks like from the back. So make sure, or actually it's like this, but make sure you recognize the part that you have. So in my drawing, I'm going to draw that 0.75 by back 0.75 over 0.75, and this direction 0.75, 0.75, 1.5, 1.5. So I'm going to go ahead. I need to create a 2D sketch because I'm going to draw this part. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to draw a line. You can tell it a dimension at this point. Make sure, but I would go ahead and just draw my L shape to what it kind of looks like, and you'll see where you can pick up what's called a constraint point, and we'll talk more about those later. And at this point, you'll see when it gives you a constraint, you'll see it picks up this little kind of gray and red box in this section. That one right there is pointing to an arrow. It's telling me that it's going to go to that point. Those are constraints, and like I said, we'll talk about that more later. I am going to dimension, always dimension. So I select my dimension, I select my line that I want to dimension. Things will probably get bigger. I want to dimension this one. Change my measurement 1.5 since it's 2 blocks. Dimension this one. So it's going to be 0.75. And I believe if I dimension this one, if it tells you that you've already dimensioned something, then it should be correct, because watch what happens. Okay, I've already got that one dimensioned, and it's going to say you already have this, this part has already been, adding this dimension will over constrain the sketch. So you can just hit cancel, because I don't need that one. I know that once I have this distance, this one is correct. So I'm going to finish my sketch. So basically think of this. I'm just starting a 3D drawing, and I have to kind of start with that basic sketch. So I'm going to finish the sketch. I'm going to come out of the drawing, and I am going to extrude it to the point of, it's actually going to select, because there's nothing else on there. I'm going to change that direction. I'm going to change the distance to 0.75. So I'm going to say, yep, that's exactly what I want. And I can change my view of this object. And you'll see I have kind of the bottom part of the bottom section. So if I view this from the bottom, I have the blocks that are on the bottom of my drawing. So now I'm going to go back into the drawing, and now I'm going to sketch in the other parts. So I'm going to click my little home button here. It's going to kind of take me back where the original part was drawn. And I'm going to create a 2D sketch. You cannot begin a 2D sketch once you have an object drawn. You cannot create another sketch. You have to create it, you can't create it out to the side. You have to actually create it on the part that you've already started drawing. So I'm going to create it on this face. And I know I can come in here, make sure you're picking up the constraint points. You want to make sure you see those little green dots. And that should give me enough to extrude out, but I'm going to make sure. So I just drew these lines here and here. I can dimension them just to double check, but I think that it's probably going to tell me right there, adding this, so cancel. So it's already exactly what I need. So I'm going to finish that sketch, and let me see if it'll let me extrude it. I want to extrude that one, and I want to extrude this part, and it automatically will pick up that last 0.75 distance. So I'm good to go. But when I look at the part from this direction, it looks a little funny. So when I rotate around, it's my part. I look at it. And I'm going to add color. I'm just going to keep it to the match the part, which I had a green part, so I'm just going to change the color. So go up to this top section, and my quick access toolbar here, and it should let me change it to, I don't see a green, something, well, there we go, deep forest green. And there's my part, and you'll see it gives you the shading and everything. So now I want to save this, save as, and I'm going to save this one to as the green part. You'll see where I have my blue, red, and now I have my green. So that means I have 2 more parts to draw. At this point, if you have any questions, make sure you ask.